When I first found out that I was going to be part of the group to go down to Mexico, I was really excited.
My manager pulled me aside and asked me if I wanted to go to Mexico.
So I was told it was like a sales incentive, so I thought I was going out there to party.
But then he told me about the purpose of the trip and the organization we were going to be partnering with, and I was even more excited.
I love doing service work, and to be able to go out of the country and really impact someone's life in such a drastic way.
In a sense, it almost made it that much cooler to be able to go somewhere and meet new people and actually do something good for them.
The family that we helped while we were in Mexico was a family of 5. There was Rafael and Rebecca, who were husband and wife, and then they had a daughter, Monica, and then we had Ileana, who was their 26-year-old niece that had a daughter, their grandchild, Betsa.
And they had the mother's mother or grandmother lived with them as well.
So the family of 5, along with Rebecca's mom, who's 90 years old, lived within the church that he was a pastor at.
The husband and wife worked together, and they traveled all over preaching.
It was incredible to see the love that they had for each other and the love that they had for their God, that they sacrificed so much to make an impact in the lives of the people around them, yet their own needs were not being met. They were just staying in the only shelter that they knew, which was where they would give their sermons.
They were one of the few fortunate to have a place like that to stay. Most other people had to build their houses out of whatever they could find.
Have to live on dirt floors, they have tarps over their head, any wood supplies, cardboards that they can to kind of make a little shack of their own.
Something that you might call a roof over their head, but not enough to actually keep rain and anything else out.
One of the last things on their mind is the temperature, because there's so many other things that could potentially be a harm to them and their health because of their living conditions.
It really made me feel grateful for what I have, but also made me want to make a difference in the lives of someone else.
YWAM stands for Youth with a Mission, and it's a charitable organization that's non-denominational.
It's tied to the Christian community, and it's all based on really their belief in Christ and being service-oriented.
And this organization was founded to help those in the Baja, Mexico region and helping build homes for those that otherwise would not be able to build their own homes.
They find people who need homes, and there are plenty in Mexico, and they actually go and provide that service for them.
And so YWAM is this ever-reaching organization that invites anybody who wants to participate to come out and put others before yourself and refocus your efforts toward giving back to the people around you.
Honestly, when I got the opportunity and was told that we would be building a house in 2 days, I was surprised.
The process of building a home for someone is more involved than I ever knew.
Pleasantly, when we got there, we had a team of 23 people. We're definitely excited and kind of getting all going on our projects.
When we arrived to build a home, there was just a slab of concrete and the building materials. So we got organized into teams, some that would paint, some that would frame.
Creating the trusses to put the roof on and just nailing those all together. Putting the walls together, putting the siding on.
And we would paint like the sideboards and all this when other people were doing framing, but then, when the painting gets done, it was like, all right, now you get to go do the electrical, so it'll give you a quick, it's crazy. I never thought I'd be able to do something like that, but with everybody kind of helping out, it was actually enjoyable.
So one of the unique opportunities is the family actually got to work side by side with us.
So it wasn't like we were going down there to just build this house for them and do something for them they couldn't do for themselves. Obviously, they want to help better their lives and better the lives of their children. So Rafael, the father, he grabbed a hammer and he was as much involved in building the house as the rest of us.
So it was fun sitting next to Rebecca, the mom, and we were painting some of the panels. And although I'm not fluent in Spanish, you could definitely tell the emotion in her to be able to paint her future, if you will.
Like, we don't even speak the same language. We would just grab the board together and we'd walk it over, usually be like, oh, do you want to grab that side? It was just more like, all right, we're getting this done. Almost like we were speaking a language, just being quiet there painting, but it was fun, and we both had smiles on our faces. And
there was one moment where the mom and I were standing next to each other, and she was really excited. This is the point where the walls were going up, and you could see, she's like, I'm gonna have a house.
You could almost see as we were building it, she was wondering, how is this all going to turn out? Some of these people have never swung a hammer before in their life. None of them have painted before. Then the second that we all lifted those walls and her husband, Rafael, was standing on the corner of the house with one of the walls, he kind of grinned at her.
And she looked through, there was a little crevice in between where the walls go together.
And we all were able to kind of look back and see who he was grinning at, and that Becky was there with just this beaming smile that was contagious.
And you could just tell the energy from her was just amazing, like we did it.
With tears in her eyes, that she was so excited that this was the beginning, really, of their family.
You could tell that family was just huge to them, that they were always smiling to each other, and they were so excited for this opportunity. And to think about material possessions, really this was something to just aid in the richness that they already had. They already had a family to enjoy and to love.
They didn't have a home of their own, yet every day they just had these beaming smiles. They were so happy because they knew they were worth something to someone, and that was the value of family, the value of each other.
So to wrap up the project, each of us sat around in a big circle, and we had the opportunity to pass around the keys to the home, and each of us had to share what this experience meant to us personally.
And they translated to the family, and we just, wished them luck and let them know like how awesome it was to help them out.
And it was really a neat experience to be able to just talk to them directly and to let them know that I'd had such a great experience getting to know them and helping build their house, and how I wish the best for them.
And the last person that we handed the key to was the family.
We had them go into the house, and we let them see it first by themselves, and we stay outside.
I thought it was great that we actually gave the family an opportunity to walk into the home, close the door for a little while, and be able to just digest what they were seeing and really be able to kind of spend that time bonding as a family.
Actually being able to enter the home and know that it was theirs and that they will have a place to come home to every day and spend time as a family.
And then after that, we knock on the door, they open it up, and then everybody, there was like 30 of us crammed into this little house.
And they said some words to us. They kind of shared their thoughts about us being there and helping them build a house, and just express their gratitude.
You could see how emotional they were, how grateful they were just on their faces. Even though there was a communication barrier, you could really sense how grateful and impacted they were.
A really cool experience to see, despite a language barrier, that people could interact and speak a language that doesn't need to be verbally spoken. There was just so much love there and so much gratitude. It was amazing.
The fact that you can change someone's life in 2 days, I never really considered that, and I've never been on any trip like this in my life.
It impacted my life. I mean, when you come back, it's almost like that happened there, and you look back to it, but when you come here, it's real life again. But now it's definitely opened up the doors to where I'll for sure do something like this again, and hopefully continue throughout my life. One day when I have a family, show them to help people as well.
I really think about what it took to build a home, even though it is a daunting task. With the number of people that we had and the time that we took, it was really only 2 days out of our lives and a little bit of money to impact someone's life.
And bring everyone together for a common cause and be able to put all of our differences aside and be able to work hard, sweat a little, and build an amazing home.
Really, the way that this impacted me the most, I think, is just showing me how much need there is in the world and how able-bodied people have the resources to help other people. It's just a matter of recognizing those who need help and understanding how to best offer that help.
What can we accomplish together if we really set our selfish pride aside and focus on each other? I guess kind of a wake-up call for us to learn to appreciate what really matters, which is our family and our relationships.